Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nirja Dikshit. I am a soft skills trainer and on this channel we talk about various topics. Well, nowadays I've been teaching students about how can they become one leader and how can they improve or enhance their leadership skills. Then I thought of why not make a video about this, okay? All right. So when we talk about leadership, most often we look at other people, right? How they are a leader, but there are very few people who consider themselves as a leader. I'll tell you one incident what happened in almost all the classes that I have taken this session for. Now when I ask students, do you consider yourself as a leader, most of them they hesitate. Okay, they do not raise their hands simply because they feel like they will be judged to actually accept that they do have this quality to lead a team. Well, apart from this, I will say that a true leader will definitely not shy away from taking initiatives. So somehow or somewhere you need to sharpen up your leadership skills. You need to become more confident and take some initiatives related to your career, okay, or whenever you are given a chance to speak at least. All right, now let's talk about a POV or my POV of a leader. Okay, I believe that a leader is a person who can definitely influence, motivate, inspire, and transform people out there. That is a true leader in my opinion. And there are so many great leaders out there who have transformed people, who have helped so many people out there, and they have done great things in their life. But at the end of the day, do not forget that a leader is also a person, is also a human being. They can also sometimes make mistakes. Well, when it comes to leadership skills, there is one more topic that goes hand in hand, which is team building, that we may discuss in some other video, okay? But as of now, we'll be going forward with leadership skills. All right, so I've told you my point of view of a leader, who is a leader in my opinion. So the person who can motivate, inspire, and transform people out there, that is a true leader for me. I definitely feel like I am a leader simply because I do have the capability to transform people. I do have the capability to inspire them. So I am a leader. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about some qualities that are actually important to become a leader in your life. You can tick mark the qualities that you already have and work on the rest. Okay. The first and foremost quality of a leader is being emotionally intelligent. If you have not watched my previous video about emotional intelligence, I will definitely recommend you to watch that. You will be able to understand, to have a clear, output or outline of emotional intelligence, and you'll be able to understand why this quality is so important. By the way, I received great response, like as compared to my other videos on that video. So thank you very much if you have watched my previous video. It was in collaboration with Miss Prerna. So thank you so much, ma'am, for coming over, and we did great in that video. All right. If I tell you in my simple words what is emotional intelligence and why is it an important quality from a perspective of a leader, is simply because, see, the emotional intelligence is that quality, that that skill that you perceive your emotions and help yourself to regulate and manage them, so that your emotions can work for you, not on you. Do you understand? We get angry so many times while working. We get frustrated with people in our personal relationships as well. The ability to regulate those emotions, ability to handle that situation, handle those emotions, your own and other people's emotions, is called emotional intelligence. And as I told you, when we talk about leadership, team building goes hand in hand. That's why a leader needs to be emotionally intelligent, so that he or she can improve their team or can help their team to emotionally regulate whatever conflicts are there in between them. Okay, so that's why it makes an important quality or skill for a leader to be an emotionally intelligent person. All right, now the second thing is a person who does not have empathy, or a person who is like, I do not understand how people cannot have empathy for other people, and how so many apathetic people are there, that they do not understand the concept of being or putting yourself in other person's shoes. Okay, not being able to understand what the other person may be going through, right? So a good leader, a transformational leader, a leader who actually cares about their team will be empathetic, okay? In right amount, obviously. Now, when we talk about empathy, I'll go more detail, right? So what happens? Sorry. So what happens? See, if any of your loved one cries, okay, you will have that rush of emotions and you may also cry. You may have seen your father crying. You may have seen your mother crying, your siblings cry. Oh, well, siblings, that is not the case. You actually love making your siblings cry. But in case if we talk about our parents, in that case, you will definitely start crying. What happens in that scenario? Is there that attachment? That's why you are crying, or you actually, feel those emotions of your parents or anyone of your loved ones? Like if they're crying in front of you, you start crying too. In that moment, what is happening? That empathy is in the play, okay? And that's why it is important to actually understand what the other person may be going through. Maybe your team member is going through a serious situation, right? In that case, if you are all focused on your work, if you care about, you know to meet the project deadline without caring about that person's mental health, forget that you are a good leader, or you are, good for anything for that team member, right? So a leader is not all about deadlines, or not all about completing projects, but also taking care of the team members out there. That's why it is important to choose your leader wisely as well. You can say, like, we'll come to the leadership styles as well, like in later in this video, okay? Now on third, the important quality, everywhere very common, a leader must possess communication skills, and I must say magnetic communication skills. When we talk about magnetic communicators, or why do people get influenced by these leaders? Why? Is there any reason that they get influenced? Is there any, what is that one thing that makes them, so influenced, so transformed, that they start doing whatever the leader is saying? Do you know what it is? It is their magnetic communication. And how do we become magnetic communicators? We can definitely talk about it in other videos, but I'll tell you in brief. Again, see, if you want to become a magnetic communicator, try to understand that communication is not just about, your external behavior. It is something that comes from within, okay? Based on your own past experiences, based on your, upbringing, based on your how much efforts you have put into healing yourself from past traumas, and whatever types of words that come out of your mouth, that is internal communication, right? That is how you become magnetic communicators. You speak heart to heart with your team members or people that you are trying to influence. Okay, so many motivational speakers out there, how do they influence people? Have you ever thought about it? Simply because they are talking heart to heart. Okay, there is emotional communication, there is emotional connection between you and your audience. Okay, that is why your communication is so magnetic and captivative that you just keep on listening to them. Okay, now the second thing that I would say is your USP. Do you understand what is USP? I'll tell you. USP is unique selling price, okay? Or unique selling proposition, I would say, okay? What do you bring to the table? How are you saying it matters more than what you say, okay? So howsoever are we putting correct emphasis on the right words, okay? Is our tone going up and down, okay? Are we actually, speaking in a manner that it captivates your audience, okay? So these are the things that matters. And in order to become a magnetic communicator, I have told you two things. There should be heart to heart communication. Second one, how you say it matters more than what you say, because most of the times we are just focused on the tonality of voice, right? So you may have heard about, or you may have experienced it in your own personal life as well. In case if someone's tone is not good and they are saying something to you, you get offended, right? So that is the reason why how you say it matters more than what you say, okay? And that is how communication plays an important role in a life of a leader. Next point, inspiration and motivation. I've already talked enough about it, how great leaders have that capability, have that ability to actually captivate and influence and motivate other people, okay? That motivation is simply because, they are touching the pain point of their team leaders, team members, okay? And their audience, okay? So they are touching the pain points. Until and unless you have that emotional connection, you actually put yourself in their shoes, You will not have heart to heart conversation, right? So in order to understand your audience, in order to understand your team members, you definitely need that heart to heart connection, and that is how, and that is why you will be able to motivate or influence people out there. Okay, and that is one quality that makes great leader. And I will say these, some of these qualities na, they come naturally to some people. They are gifted by God naturally. Okay, while some of us, we can definitely learn and polish these skills. So and one more thing that I tell my students is that whenever you open your mouth na, so speak to make an impact. Okay, for example, if I ask you who is that one person who inspires you, right? And in case if you are just letting me know, okay, this is the person, these are the qualities that I like about that person, and there is a very flat tone, I do not see any inspiration. I do not see that you actually like that person or not, right? So you need to be very impactful while speaking. Now that impact, again, it comes from magnetic communication. Okay, so leaders are the ones who are able to inspire and motivate people. That skill is also important. Now let's talk about proactiveness. So most often what happens, leaders are those people who are able to sense what is going to happen next. Okay, they are proactive. Proactiveness means you are ready to do things even before they happen. Okay, they have that intuition power to understand, okay, in this direction my team is going, and these can be the challenges or risks that we can face in near future. Okay, so as a team leader, as a team motivator, yes, you need to be very proactive in order to understand the leadership ability or skills of your own. Okay, now if there is team, if there are people who are working together, there will be conflicts. Okay, so a leader is someone who will be able to manage those conflicts. Okay, so conflict management is also very important. Now again, when we talk about conflict management, so there can be whole another training session or whole awareness video on this as well. So when we talk about conflict management, you need to look from a third person's POV about that situation, because most often we are just in flow of our own emotions, and we forget that what actually is happening, right? And always remember, this is you and your team members versus the situation. Okay, not you against your team members, right? So in order to become a wonderful leader, you should be able to manage the conflicts that team gets in the way. Okay, and many of your team members may get into fights. Maybe they don't like each other, maybe they are not respecting each other's opinion. Then there is a role that you need to play, and that is how you are going to manage the conflicts. Okay, all right, now let's talk about one important point. See, I have seen so many leaders in their position who have that title of being a leader, but do you think it is enough to have that title of leader and you actually become a leader? Think about it. Okay, so many people, they have the designation of a leader, but still they lack the qualities that are required of by that leader. Well, in case I have experienced this thing. I have experienced toxic leadership back in my college, I would say, but I'll not get into that. All right, well, having a title of a leader does not make you a leader. That was the thing that I wanted to say. Okay, and in case if you do have that title, and if you are not playing your role, that makes you an ineffective leader, and ineffective leadership will lead to breakage on team, more conflicts, everything negative. Okay, your team members will not respect you as well, because I have seen so many people out there. Why do they hate their bosses? Why do they hate their managers? Right, it is simply because they are always poking them. They are not taking care of their team. They do not care about their team. Actually, they are crossing the boundaries. That is the reason why so many managers and bosses are hated at workplace. Okay, so now if we go into, like, there are always two sides of the coin. I will tell you very briefly. So there are two sides of coin. Definitely you cannot make everyone like you as a leader, fine, but you can definitely minimize the effect. Now in case if you are an ineffective leader, there will be more conflicts. Be ready to handle the hatred from your team. Okay, so do not be a leader whose team hates them. Okay, all right, now let's talk about various leadership styles. When it comes to leadership styles, I'm pretty sure that you may have come across democratic leadership style. This is the most common one. So, and similarly, like in our country, whenever voting happens, that is a democracy, right? We are choosing our leader. okay, or the person who is going to lead our country or our state or our city, okay. So we are the persons who are choosing the leader, and the leader is also taking decisions by our favor as well, like they are considering our opinion. So democracy, what is democracy? By the people, for the people, and of the people, okay. I hope I'm correct, okay. All right, well, in that case, democratic leaders are the ones who are taking in consideration the opinion of their team members or teammates. Okay, now let's come to the second, leadership style, which is autocratic. In that case, in that scenario, the leader does not consider the opinion of their team members. Do you know those parents who think that their child is immature to take their own life decisions? Yes, okay, exactly like that. So autocratic leadership style is the one where the leader thinks that, the team members are immature to take the decision, so does, or he or she does it on their own, okay. So they try to control everything. All right, now there are further types as well of autocratic, but we'll not dive deep into these topics, okay. Apart from this, there are three more types that I would like to talk about. The one is transformational leadership. In that case, as the word suggests, or you can understand from the word itself, the transformative or transformational leadership style is the one. I was just checking if my mic is on or not, okay. All right, so transformational leadership is the one. In that case, you are helping your team to grow, okay. You are helping to transform your team members in that case. So, and then again comes the transactional leadership. In a lot of corporates, or I can say in sales industry, a lot of leaders, they help their team members to stay motivated, so that by the system of rewards and punishment, right? So transactional, it means there is transaction of something, correct? So there is something being deducted or something being added, so that reward and punishment wala jo cheez hai, that is called as transactional leadership. So leaders try to reward their team members if they do something great and punish them if they do something bad, okay. So that is transactional leadership. And the last leadership is bureaucratic leadership. In that case, there are so many diplomats out there. Do you understand what is a diplomat? If you talk about it from a perspective of a nation, then the diplomat is one person who represents their nation at global level, okay. But on the other hand, if we talk about diplomacy, it means that you are acting according to the situation, you are taking both sides, you are trying to come up with a solution, you are trying to save both the sides, okay. You can take example of those people who try to resolve conflicts between couples. So they, if they are talking to one person, they'll talk like them. If they are talking to the other person, they will talk like them only. So they try to maintain the relationships between two or different countries, or I can say different people, okay. So that leadership style is also trying to make or resolve conflicts and help their team grow, okay. So these were some leadership styles. Now, how are they influenced? These leadership styles, they were just influenced by two things, that that ability or that style of making a decision, and the second was, one was the manner of implementation, right? So the style of taking decision, that they are not considering the opinions of their team members. Which style is that? Autocratic, right? And how are they implementing it? Again, without taking any consideration. So that is what leadership styles is about. And there are many other leadership styles that you can come across on internet, but I think the main leadership styles were, in my opinion, were autocratic leadership style, and democratic, and bureaucratic, and transformational, and transactional, okay. So these were the 5 leadership styles that I came across. So let me ask you, which leadership style would you prefer, or you may think that you will become this type of leader? All right, think about it. Now let's come to the end of this video. Again, I have talked about it, ki why leaders, they have so much influence on their audience, but let's talk more about it so that we can improve ourselves as well. Now see, definitely when we talked about transactional leadership, so I told you there is a reward factor, right? So people or subordinates, when they work under you, they know that if they do something great, okay, they will be appreciated, right? Each and every person out there, each and every team member out there, they crave for appreciation from the leader, and that creates an impact, or that makes an influence on those people, okay. Apart from that, they think like, although it may not be true that the person who is actually having a designation of a leader may actually be a leader, but sometimes when they are chosen as a leaders, it is simply because they have that expert power. Okay, they are experts of one subject, that's why they have been chosen as a leader. Okay, so these were the reasons why so many people get influenced by leaders and people out there. So so many people are able to influence or have that factor of motivation over other people or their audience, is simply because of all the factors that we have discussed in this video. Okay, now let me know what did you like the most about this video, and which are the points that you will imply or implement in your life to become a great leader. Now if we talk about great leaders in the past, so many role models out there. You can definitely talk about your role models. You can take help from their life journey, and you can take the blueprint of their lives and apply it to your own life to become a great leader. Okay, what inspires you about them, you can inherit those, or not actually inherit, but you can actually try to gain those skills, gain those qualities, and work on yourself. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comment section if there is any other topic that you would want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll keep on talking. This is my channel. Okay, all right, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye, I'll see you in next video.